So here we have an evasion, and Asian dehydrator that quit mid-batch. As you can see, there's some apples still in there. And Darren was explaining it just was operating fine and then suddenly quit.
Yeah, middle of the night it stopped working, woke up in the morning and I can't get power back to it.
So no matter what we do or what he's done, it is unresponsive. So hopefully it's something simple. We're gonna open it up and take a look at it and see if we can see what's actually going on with this thing. So just some screws in the back. They're not even safety screws, are they? Which means we're allowed to open it.
Probably doesn't have a magnetron in it.
Yeah, not like a microwave. So we'll get it popped off the back here, and we'll have to get a power cord over so that we can plug it in and do some live testing. So if it's something simple, then it'd be worth just fixing it. Oh wow, that looks nice and simple. So they just have a C-frame motor with a blade on it, and then a heating element. And there must be some kind of limit to prevent it from burning your house down. The limit must be somewhere. It doesn't look like the limit is here though. It must be like up on the side.
There's another like cover plate up in there.
There's like some sort of control here, like a black box that the wires come out of. So it might be some sort of control board issue, which would be unfortunate. So we took all the trays out, and if we look up in here, you can see there's a wire that goes across to the display. So we're gonna look at and make sure that the wire going back over to that control board is fine. Because maybe we just have like a bad button or something here on the top. Decorative caps always getting in the way. So here it is with the whole top off. So this is really everything that has electrical in it that we'll have to mess with. So you can see the grooved wires here. Smooth side is here. And the smooth side loops through here and goes up on this red wire, which just brings AC power into the board. So we're gonna check and see if we've got power coming into this little board. There was a little cover over this that we removed. And there is a little fuse on that board, so maybe that fuse is bad. We'll check that as well. So we won't want to touch anything. So it should have power. Volts, alternating current. We should have power between here and like ground. Except the ground must not be bonded. So maybe this white one here. Maybe between here and here. Weird, I'm not seeing power anywhere. Let's see. Is this wire here? Yeah, it goes to here. We should be getting power here. And we're not. So we're getting power at this plug, right? Did it get...
We're plugged in and the light is on.
Look, 122 volts there. So we've got power going into the plug. Now from here to, follow that one, back up to here. Here to here we should have 120 volts, but we're not getting any. So I think we just have a bad wire connection. Either inside this loop or right here. So that's actually probably pretty fixable then, because we should be getting between here and here, we should be getting 120 volts, and we're not getting anything. So we're gonna unplug it again. We're gonna pull this apart and take a look at it. So we've just got the meter here in continuity, so we can get an ohm rating on this. And if we check from here to the neutral side here, you can see we're getting a great connection there, and probably here as well. A little bit choppy there actually. But when we check from the hot to where we should be getting our hot leg here, we don't have anything. So that means there's a bad connection right here, probably. That's my guess as to where it is. So we're gonna take this off, remove that piece of insulation, and look at that connector. We just removed the nut off that screw, unwrapped this. Let's have a look at this connector that's underneath here. Oh, they put a resistor or something in there. Now that is not what I was expecting to see. C fuse.
So it's a fuse?
That is a 10 amp inline fuse. And it is bad, probably. Because we should be getting continuity through it, which we're not. So that means what we could do is hook up some like spade connectors, and then we can just plug a 10 amp like car fuse in there, and it should work.
Whoa.
Otherwise you could get this exact type of fuse, but I've never seen one of these before. Unless it's like a time delay fuse that just got stuck. We'll try tapping on it. And that didn't fix it. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna just cut this out of the circuit, and we'll wire nut in a couple of connectors and put a regular car fuse in and see if it works. Sweet. Okay, so we just plugged it in. So we put a wire nut in here for now. We're just gonna check it, but we're actually gonna order the correct little fuse thing, because this is actually a temperature and amperage protection device. So this being clamped in there is very important, and you don't want to just run it without. Let's see, it should actually, it actually comes on now. So the fan is going. You can smell the smell of heating element.
What happens if you
getting
touch
warm?
this right here?
You get shocked.
Oh.
Nice and aggressively. So yeah, probably shouldn't run your dehydrator. Hey, well that's also accurate. It is a dehumidifier of sorts. But yeah, don't run it like this probably. But so now we know the rest of the logic and stuff is actually sound. Oh, it has a time delay on the fan. It's exciting over there. Now that we know that the rest of the circuit does actually work, we know it's worth ordering the new thing and installing it later. So we're gonna put it back together for now, and then when the new part comes, we'll just put this in where that wire nut goes. To install it, you'll just have to get some little brass ferrules, I think is what they call them, and crimp it to the wire. Again, I do not recommend running it with a wire nut like this. It's not a good idea. And we just only have that in there for testing. So I will link in the description to the time delay fuses that we're gonna order, but make sure that it's the same as the one that you're actually gonna be replacing. So yeah, that should do. And again, this has to be mounted exactly where they had it in that little tin piece, because that's where they want it to be measuring the temperature. Yep, in that little piece of insulation. So this is kind of acting to protect it from shorting out, because this wire right here is going to be just hot. Like it's going to have 120 volts on it. Okay, we got it put back together, and the play fort is vacated now, so it's not so noisy in here. Sorry, that was a very noisy couple minutes there. But anyway, we got it put back together, and once that part comes in, then we'll just get it re-crimped in there, because Yeah, if it was just a fuse, we could just put any fuse in there like we were saying earlier. But since it's actually the over temperature protection as well as overcurrent protection, we're definitely gonna just want to get the correct thing. So I'll try to link to some of these little brass crimp connectors as well. And yeah, should be a usable machine again once you put one of these in. There's the model number and stuff in case you're curious. Let's just for fun cut this open. Oh, it sounded like glass. So it's full of like some sort of powder, kind of like a water heater outlet. Let's cut it over here. It kind of just feels like more of the same, like a tube filled with some kind of temperature powder. Weird.